All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Today is the Jan City Podcast Show. We've got live guests on the show today. We have Velour Fog and AngieC. These two musicians, sound makers, beat makers have created a new song called Givin It Up. It's live on Spotify right now. You can stream that puppy, and it's for sale on iTunes as well. We've got them in the studio tonight, the Brandwork studio, and we're going to interview them on how to make house music. Guys, how's it going? How's everybody?
Great.
Fantastic.
This is
Awesome.
We almost feel famous right now.
Well, you are. The further that song gets out, the bigger it gets, right? Yeah. Tell something to the fans. First of all, we want everyone to download the song. So go to Spotify, look these guys up, look up Velour Fog, look up AngieC, find the track, stream it. Other people have. People are still streaming it right now. And if you want to buy it, go on iTunes and grab it there. And there's a few other places you can get it as well. Mitchell, Velour Fog, that's his name. I'm going to call him Mitchell by his real name. Tell us a little bit about how this all started, how the project started.
How this project started? Well, it was August 1st, 2 years ago, so the track is on some level over 2 years old. I was just, at the time I was experimenting with more deep sounds in contrast to the trance that I used to make all the time. So I was trying to mess around with more soul chords and stuff, and I just happened to hit just the one right chord, and then I was like, that's a really, really sexy sounding chord, and I happened to follow it up with the perfect chord afterwards, and then a whole bunch of visions of slow motion, R&B, smooth sounds just started flooding to my head. And
nice.
Yeah. And it just really started coming together. I was like, I need to get some kind of sexy instrument in here. I need a vocalist. I need some groove. And it took a little while for it to gain traction in my studio, but after I really figured out what I wanted to do with it, it really all started to come together. Angie became involved. Lambert became involved. And it turned out so nicely. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
Angie's here right now. Tell us about your side of things. How did it feel for you? How did it go? What were some of the creative things that came from you?
Yeah. So one thing I've kind of discovered in the last couple of years is just the magic of collaborating with other artists. The first time I actually did do a co-write was probably 3 or 4 years ago now at a songwriting camp. And what was really interesting is that when you kind of have the completed product, it's like the energy of all artists involved are in that, and it's totally unique from what any one individual person in that group would write themselves. It's also great, if you get to a certain point with, I have these chords, and, where do I take this next? Then you have the other person that kind of leaps in there like, oh, here's what I hear, and, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, wow, like, how did you come up with that, So it's like a really interesting way to play off of each other.
Cool.
So initially with Giving It Up, Mitchell had played the track that he had created. He had a link on SoundCloud, and he was like, here, check this out. Like, do you think you could write something to this? And I was like, yeah. And then I wasn't quite sure where to take it. So I kind of had like some melody ideas. Mitchell also had a couple melody ideas that he kind of plunked out on the synth. And then it just kind of progressed from there, and I was like, what can I write about? It's like a sexy song, and then I just kind of, one thing I've always found is when you're writing a good song that resonates with people, it always is the story, and if it's based in truth and reality, that's when people connect with it most.
Absolutely.
If it's
It's
something
always
fake
about
and
the
made
story.
up, you never have the underlying component to it. So I thought about when I met this guy right here a couple of years back. Before we started dating, we went out to...
I'm blushing right now. I'm blushing.
We went out to the club
Can't see it on the mic, but I'm blushing.
And, I just kind of thought of that evening, what did I do? I got off work, I was sitting there, and it's almost 9 o'clock, just kind of relaxing, where's this night going to go? And then just kind of one thing, led to another, and... but, that was really kind of the inspiration. And he said, why don't you write about us? And so that kind of got the lyrics and the story and the inspiration, I guess, for the vocal.
I've listened to the track a few times. I'm here listening to you guys building it and building along the way. And I love the sound. So if you guys are DJs and you guys are into music, please post your names and your emails in the comments below. And we're going to send you a link to this track, after the show's done. The music is sexy. The sound is beautiful. It's got such a great deep vibe to it. The saxophone comes in at the right time. The bass is just clean and on point. It's a 5-star out of 5-star kind of song, and I'm really proud of these two. And what I want to hear from them now is what it's like making music, and where do you guys want to take this? And right now, it's like a thing where you guys can ask everyone where you want this music to go. Tell everyone, share it with your friends, this kind of thing. Like where do you guys see this track going, and who do you want listening to it, and that kind of thing.
Well, as a 90s baby myself, I like to think that this track could connect with all those other 90s babies that
nice. Like see the 90s babies out there.
Yeah. But the goal is to try and bridge generations. Electronic music, even though it has its roots in 70s disco and other 80s synth pop, it's still relatively recent.
It is.
A lot
It's
of the
new.
fan base is very
It's
very
new.
young.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you take some of these sounds that we all used to love and bridge it with the sounds that these new kids love? So taking some of those old 90s R&B sounds like Tony Braxton, Boyz II Men, and putting them to a nice future house beat, just seemed like the right idea, and I'm hoping other people will feel that way, and that is my goal. I want more people to feel that way and to recognize some of these sounds that were influential in my childhood, and hopefully they could be influential to other people's childhoods.
Okay. What about you, Angie? What were you trying to project through this music, and who are you talking to? Who's the audience?
The audience, I mean, anybody who
You get some love over there in your
anyone
camera.
who loves to dance. Like, I think when you open up the world to electronic music, there's just like so much room for creativity.
There really is.
And that's totally mind blowing. Like, I used to write on just the piano or the guitar, and I think maybe 7 years ago, someone said, "Oh yeah, you can just get a computer and Logic and all this," and I'm like, mind blown. So I mean, that's where this guy comes in so handy, because he knows like how to put all those sounds together, and like does such an amazing job of really like knowing, and even knowing how to direct it. He's like, "Ange, like, I think you're doing this vocal a little too, front forward. Like, can you just maybe think about Janet Jackson when you're singing this?" And like, that was just like, what a great cue, because you can't explain that any other way than just say, "Hey, why don't you try some little Janet Jackson vibe in there," right? So,
Love it.
It's really neat when you can have a producer that knows how to translate all that sort of musical sound into something that's understandable.
So how do you know this now? Like, how do you take this stuff and how do you process this into good vibes and music like that? Is it layered up? Like, let people know like what goes into this. Is this layering so many different sounds and ideas and your creative thoughts and being able to lay that out properly?
Well, a lot of it comes from what has come before. So there's a lot of artists that inspire me, and sometimes it just involves listening to others. Be like, what did they do that I would do? What did they do that I wouldn't do?
Yeah.
And what do my own inner desires tell me to do? So when I started buying new software for my music production, I came across some East-West plugins, and some of these plugins had some really sexy like electric pianos in them. And after I started playing around with them, I was just like, this is a sound that I want to use more. This is a nice vintage soulful sound. And how these artists used to do it back in the 80s, the 90s, those 80s power ballads and whatnot, I want to see if I can bring that kind of sound back. And a lot of it just involves experimenting on the keyboard.
It does.
There's a little bit of sample selection. It's like, this kick drum is a little too powerful. Let's pick something a little softer. Maybe we can use some EQ to tone this down. It's a lot of small things like that you can just use to guide your sound. And it's really complicated. I have been doing this for a long time, so eventually you start to come up with your own tricks to get the sound you want. But it all really does start with just a vision inside your head. Sometimes you just know the direction you want the track to go in.
There's a vision thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
The
like
vision
a
is the
final
roadmap
vision.
or the beginning of the roadmap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, the whole ear thing, like, hearing something is such an important component of it. Like, I know when I come up with a melody, it's like it just kind of pops in my head. I'm like, oh, and you try to, like, you can hear something in your head, but then sometimes, like, how do I get this out? Or, like, what am I really hearing here? So you kind of have to almost, like, link the two and then somehow get it out there, whether it be with a keyboard or voice or some kind of instrument. But there is that component of really having almost like where you want things to go.
So do all these songs live in your guys' heads, and then you just like pull out one at a time here as we go?
I think so.
Do they live inside your minds?
In a way, sometimes it's like 40% of the track is in my head.
Yeah.
It's like all these like little bones.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, I can kind of see how these would be put together, what's missing, and that's where like the experimentation just kind of comes in. And
Very cool, very cool. So it's spatial in the mind first, and then you pull that down and you get that into software and other thoughts and trial and people, and away we go, right?
Exactly. Like I'm a very visual person, so sometimes it seems a little counterintuitive to visualize something when you're playing music, but it's actually extremely important. And when I was starting to play these chords for the first time, I started to actually visualize the way the track would be laid out in Logic.
Okay.
And I also started to visualize a music video. It's like how would this music video progress? Chords, the beat starts to come in, right?
Yeah.
Saxophone, tells a bit of a story.
Yeah, exactly.
Storytelling
Yeah.
through the sounds of music, right?
Yeah, and actually he does that too. Actually, one meeting we had, I think this is for a different track, but you got out your piece of paper and you're like, let's draw out the arrangement. And that's the first time I had ever thought of that, and I can't remember what it was for, but
It was for
just,
our track.
Was it for this one?
it was for this track.
there
It
you
was
go.
for this track. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to make a music track, by the
Oh
way?
my God.
So you two back and forth on the internet, emailing back and forth, all this
Lambert,
stuff, and
yeah.
Lambert, and he was out of America, or was he in
America,
Canada?
yeah.
Okay. So then what? What was it like to build a track, and how long did it take, and that kind of thing?
This track was actually complicated because I ended up writing like maybe the first minute and a half, and then afterwards I didn't really know where I wanted to go with it. So it kind of sat on the shelf for a long time before I actually was like, you know what, I think I've cracked it. Then in just like a couple months, I managed to lay out like 60% more of the track. That's when I was like, okay, now I think Angie could probably write something for this, like, because at the time I had maybe enough for her to write out like one verse.
Okay.
So once more was done, I was like, okay, I think we can actually like really start to move forward with this. And from like start to finish, it was almost like, I want to say like a year and a half, but I've had tracks that I've written in like a week that are, well, maybe not just as good, but that sound just as good.
So time kind of has nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
Really? You can whip something up quick, and then something else could take a while, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's sometimes it's all in the frame of mind, I want to say. Because sometimes the ideas just come pouring out, other times you're just like, oh god, it's like...
The writer's block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Writer's block is the worst.
So you write songs, you sing songs, you're vocalist, you make music, you make beats, you write music through beats and so on, right? The sounds of things. Collaborating together, you guys have worked on a few tracks in the past. Tell us about some of that other stuff. What have you guys done before?
Oh, yes. What year was it? We released it in 2012, but I think I started in 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a trance track called Ko Samui.
Okay.
It was a pretty standard trance track.
So you guys have made trance before. Cool. I don't know if the audience knew that. So now you guys know these guys have made trance. It's probably on YouTube or SoundCloud. You can find it.
It is on YouTube if you check the Monster Cat channel.
Yeah.
Monster Cat. Monster Cat channel, YouTube.
I still think
Huge.
it should be in like a James Bond movie. Like if James Bond ever goes to the rainforest in the jungle, like it's the perfect opening cue music for it.
Love James Bond.
So any TV
And
and
a
film
cue.
people out there?
Yeah, if you guys know anyone that's making movies or any of that sort of stuff and you need sounds, these two right here can do all kinds of sounds for your film, short film, movie, video game, any of that type of stuff. These two right here could produce all kinds of awesome sounds, music, and so on to collaborate with those kind of themes. Definitely. So have you guys made any music for video games yet? Have you done something there?
For video games? No, I
Not
wish.
yet?
Awesome, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
he wishes. See
totally.
that? So that's what we're saying. Everybody that knows these guys and is fans now, help them get into some video games. Talk to your friends out there, pass the word, share the song, and the stream for these two. Okay, they want to get out there. They want to impact more music into more layers out there.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing where we did do this as an independent release. We need all the help that we can get for people sharing it, especially like for Spotify playlists. a lot of the world's going towards streaming now, so it's really important for us to have that support and exposure online.
We're streaming right now.
We're on pretty much every online service you can imagine. We'll be uploading a YouTube video as well, probably in the next week.
Cool.
So that you can listen to there. So, and even by sharing this video or any of the links that we post on your Facebook, social media, just do a quick reshare. That would be really, really, really helpful for us.
That's the thing about music. You got to get other people to listen to it. And we're all so busy today. There's a million things on our phones distracting us from every other thing. Share the music with your friends. Music has always been shared by friends. Friends say, hey, where'd you get that track? Where'd you get that? You know, and hook me up. You know what I mean? So hook up your friends. Send this music track that we put out there and the link and share with as many people as you can, please. And let them listen to the vibe of summer and what these two have created here, okay? It'd be really cool for them. And they love, every one of your friends loves new music. They love hearing a new thing and a new track, especially if one of your friends did it. So it's the best thing to share. It's like flowers, on your birthday kind of thing, a birthday cake. So, what's next? What's next out of you two? Are we going on tour? Are we going? We're going to promote this song everywhere. What do you guys plan to do with this track and your new found kind of a collaboration here? Any future plans?
Personally, what I would like to do is just follow it up with another one.
Okay.
You know, I think some of the the crucial thing right now is just creating more content for people to listen to. Trying to build the Velour Fog name.
Okay.
Definitely one of the big steps for me right now.
So do you think Velour Fog, would you describe it as like the 90s R&B meets house, or what would be the way to kind of sum up the sound?
I wouldn't pigeonhole it too much. I want to say Velour Fog is actually really diverse. Even right now I'm in talks to do more dancehall and hip-hop type stuff. So I just want to say it's just that electronic combination with a more poppy sound, but definitely that retro vibe that we're talking about.
Some of the fans are on here and they're asking us if we can hear a preview of the song by you guys. And I've got Anna's phone there. We can call it up on Spotify and we can play it over here on the mic. So Anna's going to pass us her phone. She'll get it queued up. But yeah, let's give you guys a listen. We'll just play it here on the table and you guys can listen to the jam here, okay? We'll play it a little bit and see what you guys think. It may not sound the best because we're going to be pumping it through all our phone speakers and stuff, but you definitely want to download it and listen to your headphones properly and stuff. Yeah, hit play. Let's do it.
You've got to look it up.
Okay. Velour Fog. There he is. So just search Velour Fog on Spotify. I'll show all the cameras.
Velour.
Velour.
O-U-R. A, the Canadian
Velour Fog, Velour on Spotify. You can stream the song. Velour Fog.
For those of you wondering, Velour Fog is a Futurama reference.
Cool, I love Futurama.
Oh, I just thought maybe it was the velour tracksuit or something.
Alright, so here we go. Let's play it. Shuffle play.
Just click on the Givin It Up. Might have to turn up the volume too.
Yeah. Press play. You got this. Volume was all the way down. Can you hear it from there? I don't know if you guys can hear it. We'll let it. You guys hear that? Almost like you should get the speaker. Sunny says yes, clear. Good. There you go. You guys can hear it, eh? Nice. Get some in the mic here. That's AngieC's vocals right there.
I just put the smile on my face the whole time. Totally.
Look at us. We're all smiling. We're jamming out.
And it's relatable too.
Yeah. There's Lambert on the sexy saxophone.
What's that
It
sax?
sounds just like Kenny G. It's
I'll make it a little louder.
Fun fact, the saxophone melody, I actually wrote it with a flute, and then I had louder play with, like a flute player.
So the flute was first, and then he kind of redid that.
Yeah.
Very cool. See, that's more direction and control of the sound. Sonny's like, it's a banger. It is, though. With your subs, oh my god, this thing would just pound.
Here's the dance floor part.
Oh yeah. This is when you shake your rumba.
Yeah. We should make up a dance. Like in the
Oh, a little bit of distortion on the tone of the voice there. I love it. Frank Rebecca, what's up, Frankie? Scotia Sarah, how's it going? Cherrywood Forno, who's that over there? Evan?
Yeah, who was that?
Sarah Mead?
Sarah, yeah. Sarah says yay.
Is this the track? Maybe we should get the speaker after and just do it up properly. Do it up real. We didn't even think of that, eh? We should have thought of that.
It's a 6-minute song, so...
Oh, we'll let it play out. I'll turn it down a little bit. We can keep going, though. We can have it here in the background. Why not? It won't hurt for a minute. Till it's finished. Mike's picked it up a little bit. So, sequel to this, another song. What does it take to get out on tour? How do you get picked up like that? Like, what is it going to take, guys? Is it going to take a few DJs that really fall in love with this song and remix it, and then you guys can go out there and do this? Could you perform this live, you two, do you think?
I think, yeah.
I don't see why we couldn't perform it live. I personally can't play an instrument. I know.
No, but you can do the
DJ.
beat part of things.
Yeah.
You can DJ the part.
I have been thinking about getting to like live electronic drum performance.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
the possibilities really are endless.
Yeah.
With, like especially electronic means for music.
Yeah.
So never say never.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
exactly.
right. I love
Yeah,
it.
I think it's a work in progress. In terms from a marketing standpoint, like we basically need to focus on getting exposure, getting the song in front of as many ears as possible, so that people fall in love with it, and share the love. So it's still new to us in terms of how to kind of crack that code, but we've had a couple successes. We're reviewed by a couple of blogs. So Rock to Fuck Out, run by, excuse my language, run by...
Fuck is spelled F-U-Q, though.
F-U-Q, right.
Yeah.
Brian Delaney, he did an awesome review, basically Sunset Vibes was sort of the theme of it. We've also been reviewed in A&R Factory,
Nice.
which went out to a whole bunch of industry professionals, which was awesome, another big win. We are in rotation on a radio station in Tel Aviv on Friday nights, so that's
Tel
exciting.
Aviv, loving the house, me right here in Calgary, Canada.
Yeah,
Or
so...
Vancouver, Canada. Where'd you make this anyway?
It was a combination of Calgary
cities?
and Vancouver.
Calgary and Vancouver. There you go. It's Canadian made anyway. Who cares?
It was half here, half Vancouver in a dorm room.
Nice.
Nice.
It's amazing what you can make in a small space.
To be honest, I don't think it would have actually come out quite as well if I didn't make it in Vancouver. Because we had like these university nightclub there, and I actually got to test it out on that system. And I managed to like pick out some major flaws with it. I'm not sure if I would have been able to do that if I hadn't been in Vancouver at that time. So,
Wow, okay.
you know, it was nice to have that big system, my studio monitors, my headphones, and then this big club system that I could just play my track on. Right?
That's so nice. That must have been amazing.
Yeah.
All that bass, all that juice in the air, eh?
That was actually a problem. There wasn't enough bass.
No?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you added more.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Attaboy! You never have enough bass.
One
Bass,
of the
bass,
studies,
bass.
like, if you're standing by the speaker in the club, you're going to get blown away.
Yes, that's what I love.
Which is awesome.
Thanks, Anna,
Yeah.
for the song on the phone
thank
loan.
you.
Love you. So, everybody, download the track, get on Spotify, look for Velour Fog, look for AngieC, stream it, buy it. It's on iTunes.
Social media.
I can give you guys a
where
few
can find
links.
us.
Yeah, we'll give you some social media links so you can...
Do you want us to kind of go through kind of where we're at?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. So at AngieC Official is my official tagline.
On Facebook, it's AngieC Official.
AngieC Official. On Instagram and Twitter, it's at ASCombs.
Nice.
So that's COOMBES. You can also just look me up as AngieC. And official website is www.angiec.ca. I'm trying to get better with keeping my website up to date, so you can check me out there.
Is the track on there?
Media. The track is on there on
Okay.
the player. I just need to figure out one other little technical issue, but
It's there.
Yeah, and blog posts will be coming as well this week.
Cool. There's a player on our website, so you can listen to songs in the sound player. And let's move over to Velour Fog. Mitchell, what are some of the things that people can find you? Let them know.
You can find my personal profile on Facebook at Mitchell Claxton. My fan page on Facebook at Mitchell Claxton Music. And you can find me on SoundCloud, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all at Mitchell Claxton.
Everywhere, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you spell Mitchell the normal way, and Claxton Claxton. So similar, easy way to spell it. He's nothing tricky there. Angie is Angie C, and then she's also A.S. Coombs. That's her last name, so that's where the C comes from. But AngieC.ca has got all that sort of stuff. Do you have MitchellClaxton.ca? Do you have a website yet or anything?
I have MitchellClaxtonMusic.com.
There you go.
Okay.
MitchellClaxtonMusic.com. He's got his own website as well. Awesome. So, like these guys, go to their fan pages, like their fan page, download their music, stream their music, bump it in your ride, crank up your bass, play it at that next party. If you're a party DJ, grab the tune, remix the shit out of it, send it back to them, show them some love with that remix. They're dying to hear something from the crowd and the community out there, okay? If you guys are in the music community, the house music community, feel free to remix the shit out of this thing and show it back to these two because they would love to hear what you're doing too. Yeah. They can't think of everything when they're making music except all the good stuff they've already thought of, and you guys can add a little sauce to it, and let's see what comes out there too. So don't be shy, okay? Get it out there, get those nightclub floors banging, get people dancing, and we want to see this song out there. I think we sent it to a few managers in LA on Instagram. I sent them a couple links. These guys work with some DJs, so we'll see what happens. We want to get the song out there as far and wide reach around the world as possible. Wide reach is our goal with this track, okay, everybody? So house music's an international thing as well. Everybody dances to it. It's not a local thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, and thank you to Jan Speed, for taking the time to interview us tonight. We really appreciate the support and, getting us out there.
This guy.
Well, I'm not done with these two. They think they're all done. We're not done. We got 2 more questions for them, okay? So for all the people out here that wish they could make a song and they just want to pull one, out of the air like that, what can you tell them? What can you tell the fans out there about the music making? What's just some advice we can give these peeps? Because they come to a podcast and everybody wants to learn a little something. So let's teach them a little something before we go. What can you tell people? Is there a certain kind of software? Is there some classes or courses they could take? Just give them a little bit of schematics on how to go about it.
There is a lot of software you can use. There's Apple's Logic, I should say, which is strictly for Mac, but there's Reason, FL Studio, Cubase, Ableton Live.
There's some courses on Ableton. I've seen those advertised.
Exactly. Yeah. Pretty much every city has some kind of music production school. So
jump in there.
Yeah. But for the most part, if you dabble in the software and look at some YouTube tutorials, you can start out by trying to recreate some of the songs you love. If you're not musically inclined, start looking up musical scales. One of the most common things I see is a lot of people starting music production, and then maybe after like 3 months, they aren't getting the sound that they want, and then they just kind of like let it slide off. But it takes a lot of work to get your sound where you want it to be. Like I've been doing this for maybe 11 years now.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is a long time. This was like without any professional training, so I'm still constantly learning. Self-taught. Constantly learning new things to improve my own sound. Chances are some of those things could have been improved if I took like a college course or something. But it's not necessary. But just try to take on as many resources as you can, and just power through those low times when maybe you feel like your sound isn't good enough, or your mix down is too muddy, or like your musical ideas maybe aren't as good. I've gone through all of that multiple times. I still do, but you just gotta keep powering through it.
You do. You can't give up. You never stop, right? You got to finish this off. So finishing a song must be a difficult point. When do you know you're finished? When do you know it's long enough? When do you know it's done? When do you know to stop it? I've always wondered that myself. When do you know it's like, okay, it's it. It's good, guys. Done. 3 minutes, 21 seconds. We're good.
There's kind of like this common saying amongst like a lot of producers that your track is never actually finished.
I knew it. It's like software. Yeah. I knew it.
Yeah, you just get it to the point where you can be like, you know what, this is good enough. I can't think of anything I can do without making it worse.
Okay, you get to that point where it's full.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's been a few times where I've thought I finished a track, but then I decided to spend a little more time on it, and after that actually ended up making it worse because I start to over mix it. You know, I start stripping away the soul of the track. So. A lot of the time it just involves sending the track off to some close friends, people in the industry for a little bit of feedback, and they'll be like, yeah, man, this sounds great. And, you know, once you find like a general consensus, if you feel like the track is ready, then maybe it's good enough to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Angie, how do you feel about that? When do you know the song's finished?
Yeah, I would say because it's more like from a songwriting perspective, I try not to get too critical of things because oftentimes, you know, when things come out when you're in the flow, like, you know, there's a reason for that. There's always some fine tuning that comes after. Again, you know, checking with other people, like, what do you think of the lyrics? Like, what does this make you think of? Does it make you feel something? I think when you play the track, once it's kind of in its complete form and you see people bobbing their heads when the beat comes in, I mean, then it's like, okay, people are enjoying this, you know, smiles are on their faces. In terms of some advice for musicians, songwriters, etc., always keep honing your skills. And when you think that you're an expert at something, you're probably, I hate to, you know, like put it out there, but you can always improve on your skills no matter what.
Okay. You've taken some lessons in classes, right?
My
to
God.
get here?
So classical piano training, like, I don't know, from when I was 3 to 18 years old, guitar, bagpipes, oboe, fiddle, songwriting,
That's a lot of instruments.
Logic, like doing music production. I took a mixing and mastering class, you know, trying to learn more about that world, voice lessons. I think that's probably the most complete kind of picture, but there's still more to learn, and that's the beauty of it. So always keep pushing yourself and collaborate. You know, it's like I can't speak highly enough of, you know, how great it was to work with Mitchell and Lambert on this track, and, you know, could never have done this on my own. So
Good.
So yeah,
you got the right guys in your corner there. They're doing a good job for you. Yeah.
And always work with positive people that are, you know, happy to.
Stay
happy
positive.
and go-getters. I think that would be the
support each other.
Yeah.
You know, push each other, push the best out of each other. Keep going, keep squeezing and grinding until it's amazing. Can't give up. You know, that's how I do everything too. I agree with that. Making music sounds like making art and anything else that's creative. And when creativity goes into something, a lot of variables are culminating there and gelling there, and it's work and people's thoughts and ideas are coming together. And when it's all done and people are banging their head and shaking and grinding and grooving and all this stuff, your work is done and it's work and people are enjoying it. And that's something that I think that people forget. You know what I mean? Like that somebody really worked their ass off on this song, and I'm loving it. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And I think people notice like a meal from a chef more, or just other things there under their nose, but they don't realize how much work goes into music, you know, and what it takes to make a hit and to make thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people move, right?
Yeah.
Just think of that for a minute.
Yeah.
Making millions of people move with your thoughts and your creativity. It's pretty incredible stuff.
It's a powerful thing, man.
It's amazing.
Music, they say music is like a universal language.
It is.
It really is.
It is. It's amazing. It's amazing. So more music out of these two. More hits hopefully coming out of them. Are we on Beatport? Can anyone find the track on Beatport?
Yes, we are on Beatport.
It is available.
Beatport, you guys know Beatport. Come on, it's been around since like 15 years now, I think, or more. So definitely get on Beatport and grab that track. Givin It Up. So Givin, Givin apostrophe, It Up. Givin It Up. That's a track name.
That's right.
We had a whole bunch of questions coming in on Angie's feed. Mitchell's got a bunch to react to and stuff like that, so we'll get back to you guys here shortly on the question and answer. We'll post a bunch of links to the song, and then shortly after, within a day, these guys will be posting the podcast link, and you guys can listen to this audio clip later. You can share that with friends, and if anyone else can learn from this, then they can have a listen and enjoy it as well. We won't stay too long now. We're going to wrap things up. One last thing. How old were you, Mitchell, when you started music, real quick?
16.
There you go. Angie, how old were you when you started music?
3.5.
Okay, there you go. So both young, one's a teenager, one's a child, and here they are in their 30s, late 20s here. Yeah, and they've made music and they've put things out all over the world, and people have listened to their trance and a bunch of other stuff these two have done anyway in other regards. They've both made other types of music as well, aside from each other. So there you go. You see, music is a lifelong thing. It's not a fad. It's not a thing we just jump on for 5 minutes. It's like these guys live inside the music, and that's something to be said of too, right? So when you meet musicians, understand that they are deep in the music and that they've got something for you. So just ask them. Ask these guys if you ever see these people in public and all that. Don't be afraid to ask them for their latest track and a link to that, because they'd be more than happy to share with you, okay?
Of course.
And so Beatport's got it. You guys are on SoundCloud, both of you. You guys are on YouTube. You guys are on Spotify for streaming. You guys are on iTunes for purchasing. I think we've got Google Play for purchasing if you're on Android. Pandora. So they're everywhere, guys. They've been able to spread this track everywhere. Plus, if you like reviewing, definitely grab the track and write a review. Write a blog about it. Don't be shy, please. All our friends out there, support it. Put these guys in the blog title. I might even do one myself after this, to be honest. Put the link in there and stuff. I'm going to do one actually on my JanSpeed blog for you guys. Okay? So I'll throw this in a blog too. What a great experience tonight was, meeting you and all. And check them out. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Thanks to my mom. Love you. And we're going to see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in to Jan City Podcast.
Woo-woo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
And I want to say hi to Brian. And
let's throw some shout-outs. Let's do some
Oh,
shout-outs.
yes.
One at a time.
Gosh. Oh, wow. So we have...
You want to do some shout-outs? Go ahead. Mitchell
Miranda.
first.
Oh, sorry.
Let Mitchell go first.
I just want to say hi to Brian and Richie who commented on this. And Evan, as for your question, maybe a little bit. I do plan on working on some more trance in the future. But, I don't want to stick to one genre. There's just so many different avenues I can take. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds.
Nice. Angie, who are you going to shout out?
Oh, we got Lorenda. Hi, Lorenda. Sarah. Woo, BFF from like 20 years. We have Andy on here. We've got Lambert. Naveen,
yeah.
Yeah, Francie. Oh my God. Wow.
Frankie.
Yay. And Camille. Oh, Camille. Hi, Camille. Zula, Anna. Yay. So Calvin. Oh my God. There's like a huge list of people. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Are awesome.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this.
We enjoyed being here for you, and I hope you learned something, and hopefully you're going to listen to the newest music and stay in touch with us to get the new music, because that's who we are, okay? We're in touch. We got our ear to the street right there. Soundgasm. Let's do this. Eargasm, actually. That should be the next album for these guys. Eargasm.
Maybe. Angie, do you
Love
have
it.
anything coming out?
Oh, that's a good question. So right now, I do have a co-write going on with, it's actually TV and film co-write through a course I did called Six Finger Songwriting with young artist Derek Salmon. He's from the States. So we're working, I actually need to really get on that and wrap that up so we have a product to go with that. And the other one that I really want to do this year is called What Are We Living For?
Okay.
And it's something I've played on piano a million times. I do have kind of like the bare bones of production started for that. So now this is my commitment to you guys that I'm going to sit down every evening and weekend and punch that out and
Yes.
send it over to you for feedback.
You guys get on her comments. Tell her. Push her on those comments. Come on. Let's get this song finished. So much greatness waiting to hatch here.
Have you given any more thought to my Tropical House Beauty and the Beast cover?
I have.
Yeah?
That
Yeah,
sounds really
actually-
interesting. That sounds good. That sounds good,
Does it
honestly.
come
I
with a
love
music
Tropical
video
House.
too?
Oh,
Of
I
like
wish.
Alice
That'd
in
be
Wonderland meets Beauty and the Beast.
cool. Maybe.
That'd be cool. One day you guys will play at Tomorrowland or EDC. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that would be actually
Have
really
Slushy
awesome.
or some of these big
Yeah.
DJs play your tracks. You guys know who Slushy is?
I do know
Yeah.
this like
And Marshmallow right now
Yeah.
is blowing up the airwaves as well.
Yeah,
Find
you
him.
know Monster Cat?
Oh yeah, the Monster Cat too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Monster Cat, big sponsor right here. We should just mention them for a minute. How do you find them? What were they influential in your life?
Yeah, they were hugely influential. Actually, I just came back from a party at the Monster Cat compound.
Okay.
They're really friendly people. I'd just like to thank them for all the opportunities they've given me. They still have their really strong fan base. I know some of you are watching right now. And just
Monster Cat. I'm pointing at all 5 cameras. Monster Cat. Get on it, okay? They got some of the best tracks in the world, some of the best banging hits of all genre types, these guys, eh? It's all electronic music, though. EDM, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's all EDM. Okay. Should we wrap this up, everybody? Say bye. Bye.